Wearing it. Let's see whether or not it works out in Dick's test. Here we go.
I've got a whole box full of single bands to sell tonight at £2 a pop, so we'll find out what people really think and if it actually works.
There's some people you don't really want to draw their attention, and if they're a bit undesirable.
Undesirable, eh? Who could she possibly mean?
Single ladies, check this out, come here!
But don't fret, ladies. There are plenty of nice young men who are up for it as well. This is proving more popular than I thought.
Were you all single as well?
Yep.
So am I.
Hi. Well, people are definitely interested. My last few bands get snapped up in no time. Now I want to see this matchmaking in action. How does it work again? Girl wears band. Boy wears band. Girl spots boy. Boy drinks beer. Girl discusses boy at length with friends. Meanwhile, boy disappears with mates. Desperate for love, girl follows scent of boy, hoping to be united in an I am single love fest. Success!
I take it all back. People all over Brighton have got these. This is my last one. I feel like Cupid. This could be the big idea.
So you're seeing that for the first time. Karen, is this the big idea?
I think a big idea has got to be sustainable. It's got to be something that's going to last. And there's something about this that, I don't know, is gimmicky to me. And I just don't think it's a big idea.
Craig?
It's all right on the road test to go into a pub with TV cameras and create a vibe, and everybody says, you know, oh, yeah, that's good. But to go and sell them and to make money from the business, very hard to do, very hard to protect. And in the schemes of the big idea.
OK, so what you're saying is it won't work. This idea, it won't work.
I think it might work. We hope it does work, because the guys are lovely, but will it win the big idea? No, that's what we're saying.
OK, well, thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff and Rachel with IamSingle.com. So, every judge has picked one idea they like, even though it seems they can't always agree on what the big idea actually means. It's Craig's turn to pick, but he's having a row with Ruth about exactly what they're looking for.
What we have to get back to is, what's the big idea? Is there commercial potential?
Definitely.
But is that our end goal, is it?
Yeah.
I just wish the programme was called Who's Going to Make the Most Money?
No.
You know, then I'd be all over him.
Cheer up, Craig. Maybe this next invention will be a big idea and make loads of money.
This is a swim sack, which is a rucksack you can use on the land and on the water as well.
Or maybe not.
Set off hiking, get down to the lake, take your clothes off, put them in a bag, something like this, swim across the lake, come out the other side, take your stuff out of the bag again when it's dry, just keep on going.
I'm a little confused. Is that the swim sack, or is that the swim sack, or are they both swim sacks?
They go together. So this outer bag isn't actually waterproof. The inner bag is waterproof inside that
So
one.
you put that inside there.
So it's a backpack with another bag inside it. Any takers?
I've done a little bit of kayaking, and I do a lot of photography. So the inner bag, I found it was a revolution. Yeah. Because I knew I could put my cameras in and they would be safe, and then I could kayak and take them out when I needed it.
Oh, so that's what you'd use it for. Surely it should be called the kayak sack.
There are actually two products that can stand and sit as part of a kit side by side.
Now that Craig has spotted SwimSack could be a world-dominating brand, suddenly Ruth's getting in on the act as well.
SwimSack, you could actually bring out a product range. That way you're actually making the most of the revenue streams within the products.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting point.
This is the first time we've agreed on something commercial,
It is.
which is good.
At last, Craig has bagged a big idea that might also make some cash.
I'd put you through it.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Ladies and gents, let's have a big hand to Peter Hayes with his big idea, the SwimSack. Peter, Richard. Hi, nice to meet you. So, just in case anyone's unsure from watching that, what is unique about this?
It's a bag that you can use just as a normal rucksack on the land, and then when you get to the water, you can put your clothes in the bag, you can have a swim, you can come out somewhere else, and
You're not putting your clothes in the rucksack itself. The rucksack isn't waterproof.
No, it isn't. That's an advantage to it, actually.
There's a bag...
There's an inner bag inside.
So simply, the invention is a waterproof bag.
Yeah.
You've not invented a new rucksack, you've invented a bag.
No, you actually put your straps under the shoulder as well, which is a bit different. And you've got these buoyancy aids, which are at the side, or will be help the kind of stability a little bit.
So the bit that you have patented is the waterproof bag along with the buoyancy aid. It's a kind of a combo thing.
Yeah.
You know that old joke about why don't they make the whole aeroplane out of the same material the black box is made out of?
Indeed.
Why not make this the rucksack and put some straps on it? And
Bingo, bingo. We discussed this when I saw it. The whole panel went through the fact that that's the clever bit. So this should have attachments to it, all made of the same stuff. You've hit the nail on the head. Brilliant.
But if you now develop this further and turn this bit into the rucksack, I want 50% of the equity.
Thanks. There you go.
OK, so we know that you both like it. Let's find out what happened when the hairy-lipped one took it for a road test.
For this test, we need the following ingredients. 1 dapper gent, or in this case, me, and 1 remote mansion containing the love of my life. Sadly, in order to get to her, I've got to get across this stinky old moat. And that's where a swim sack comes in. So, 1 quick change later, I carefully tuck my posh dinner jacket into the swim sack, which will hopefully keep it safe and dry, and I'm off.
It's a little bit worrying. There's bubbles coming out of the rucksack.
OK, so I'm safely over the lake, and I even managed to evade the attack ducks. But did swim sack do its bit?
My very expensive dinner jacket's looking a bit on the soggy side, but that's probably me opening it. Look at this. Craig, I see why you went for it. It's a cracking idea. It's just, the idea of wearing a soggy rucksack for the sake of it doesn't do it for me.
So, 1 more quick change into my slightly moist glad rags, check for no pondweed in the tash. Time to wow my lady with this mid-range box of chocolates.
It's Tuesday, bingo night. You do all that, what happens? She goes to bingo. Bingo!
Peter, there may be a market for this, but how often do people wearing a rucksack need to suddenly swim through a lake?
I think there's a huge market for it because of the holidaymakers at the beach.
You don't take your rucksack into the sea.
Yeah, and what if you come back and your stuff's missing? It's happened to me.
You're not seriously suggesting when you're on holiday and you're going for a little swim in the sea, you've put everything in your rucksack.
You go in, you're going with your partner for a romantic swim and it's all lovely and everything. You come out and your stuff is all gone and then you tell me that you don't want one of these
I tell you what would take the edge off the romance of the experience would be if me and my girlfriend had got a rucksack on our back whilst we were swimming at sea.
It makes no difference. If you think of the physics of the thing, once you're in the water, it makes absolutely no difference to you. It's not like it's heavy at all.
OK, Karen Villamoria, do you see anything wrong or right with this product?
What I do know is that the waterproof bags in themselves already exist. You can get them. What this is about is putting the combination with a rucksack. And I think you hit the nail on the head when you said if this was a waterproof bag with handles and things on it, there might be something to it. But I still wouldn't be convinced that there'd be a huge market for something like this.
Ruth Badger.
I wouldn't say your market is the people on the beach. I would say it's more of your extreme sports people. For me, as Karen said, waterproof bags are out there. That's not the big idea for me.
Peter, I think you should have the last say. Why should the audience vote for this later tonight?
Well, they should vote for it because it's a lot of fun, and that if you want to give it a go yourself, you'll really enjoy it.
Fine. Thank you very much. Peter Hayes and Swim Sack. So, there's just 2 inventions left to see. Karen has already got the muckies up his sleeve, or she'll be down his trousers. But what else did Karen like at the heats?
For Karen's next choice, we head into the fantastically exciting world of radiators. But which of these 3 corkers will he go for?
You don't need to drain the water off or anything to decorate behind them. It just swings forward.
I wouldn't be interested in taking this further.
Not that one.
And I've come today to introduce you to an invention that I've got of a quick-release radiator valve.
I'm sorry, can't recommend you.
Or that one either. 3rd time lucky.
And I'm here to tell you about the leak alert.
It's looking good.
One is a simple colour change. As the water leaks down, there's a visible change. The other is an electronic version. Very similar in a sense to a smoke alarm. It can just sit there.
And you'd need one on
You
Both
need one on
pipes of
both
each
pipes
radiator.
at each side, to wherever you want to detect.
So that's for hidden ones, and that's for...
That's for hidden ones.
It's such a useful thing to have.
Karen's really running away with himself and can see big things for leak alert.
The dream would be that every time a radiator was installed, we'll automatically use this.
Yes.
What a dream.
So I would like to recommend you go through to the next stage of the big idea.
Please welcome David Ruffley and his big idea, the leak alert. David and Richard, hello, nice to meet you. Not entirely clear from that. Should you explain again what leak alert does?
Effectively, the joints from the valves tend to leak on radiator systems, and you don't know about it because it dribbles under the carpet. And the first thing you know is a bad smell, mouldy carpets, possibly even rotten floorboards. So this is to alert you to that. It's actually started to happen.
Karen, you said that to have a radiator with a leak alert was a dream. When did you start to have these kind of dreams?
I can't remember saying I dreamt about radiators, but what I can say about this product is that I did some research with one of the largest plumbers in London, and they do 200 call-outs a day.
Right.
And up to 50% of those call-outs are to do with leaking radiators.
I see its value in that sense, but it's not the kind of thing that keeps you awake at night. You would buy a smoke alarm for obvious reasons, but a leaking radiator alarm is not something that I think necessarily I would buy.
It's damage limitation. These things can dribble for months, and by the time you notice it, the carpets are ruined, the floorboards are ruined, and it's a very expensive job and a lot of hassle to replace it.
Well, it sounds like an all right idea on paper. Dick Strawbridge, over to you.
The leak alert sounds great, but A, it's just a prototype, so we can't really test it, and B, I don't know much about plumbing. What we really need is some kind of an expert, preferably in a shed.
Well, I've got Roger Bisbee.
Hello, Dick.
Yeah, hello, mate. 40 years of experience, mate?
Yeah, you're making me sound old now, but...
You are. In fact, Roger's such an old fart, I look young. First prototype. The idea is you attach it and it detects any leaks. It makes an audio alarm, or you can see the lights.
Now, here's a problem for me as a plumber. I go in, fit a radiator, fit the valves, and then I say to them, you need one of these in case it leaks. And they say, well, hang on, you're a plumber. Why should it leak? And if you can just persuade the customer to spend that little bit more on the valve, they won't have the problem.
So, there you go. The plumbing guru's advice is spend more on plumbing. What a surprise.
Are you aware of any solution, a retrofittable leak alerting system?
Not for radio.
Okay, so David, roughly, big tick in a box. Do you see this as a big idea?
I think it would take a lot of selling.
Okay, I think you got some selling to do to move this off the shelf, according to Roger here. But, you up for buying some? That's a yes. That's a yes from a plumber.
David, I think what the plumber was saying there is rather than invest in leak alert, buy a more expensive valve.
If the more expensive valves could be produced that would not leak, then I'm sure the manufacturers would do that.
All right, thank you. Craig, do you get excited by radiators?
It's interesting, and you can see the value in it. I think to ask a plumber was probably the wrong person. And that's why I've always liked the idea. In plumbing, it's the big idea.
Ruth, if you were mentoring David,
Yeah.
could you sell those things?
I could definitely sell them because there's definitely a market for it. Two things though, I don't think you'd sell it if the plumber's got to do anything to it, as in if it's got to be fitted. I think direct to the home user, you've got to make it so competitive to make sure people take up on it. But I think there's definitely a market. Of course I could sell it.
OK, well, the audience will get a vote later on in terms of whether or not we put this through to the final. Ladies and gentlemen, David Ruffley and Leak Alert. So there you go, a big idea or just Karen's bad dream. Join us in part 3 when we see the Badger pick her final inventor, and we put all 6 to the vote to find out which goes through to the final. Earlier, we asked you whose big idea it was to invent the television. The competition lines are closed, and the answer was, of course, A, John Logie Baird. The winner will be notified by text within the next 48 hours. Stay tuned to see how you can vote for your favourite inventor and stand a chance of winning a cash prize or a profit share in the winning idea. See you in a minute.
Water-flavoured crisps.
Vodafone brings you the big idea.
Life's no cabaret at the circus this week as the judges get even harsher.
We're looking for more from you, Sophie.
Take a ringside seat for Cirque du Celebrité tomorrow at 7 on Sky One. After all new Simpsons.
Euphoria. Fragrances for men and women from Calvin Klein.
If your Christmas wish is to keep the kids amused, save up to half price on selected Bratz, Magnetics and K'NEX toys. Don't Christmas shop for it, Argos it.
A series of savage crimes forces the FBI to bring in the real experts.
FBI, freeze!
Bones, the smash hit US TV series, is now on DVD. A crime series you can get your teeth into.
Can't let you destroy evidence.
Are you gonna stop me?
I'll stop you.
Bones, on DVD now.
Come on, in you go.
So what kind of mileage do you do?
Well, I only drive at weekends.
That'll lower your insurance quote.
Don't touch the boots, love.
And it's annually serviced, that's great.
RAC Direct Insurance could give you a lower quote because we know more about driving. Click with an RAC motor quota for a tailored quote at rac.co.uk/motorquota.
From the Disney vault,
Mermaid off the port bow!
life under the sea just got more fun. For a limited time only, The Little Mermaid on a 2-disc special edition Disney DVD.
Yes!
With a new video from the star of High School Musical.
Cool!
Also available, The Little Mermaid 2-movie box set.
Come into Comet and we'll tell you all you need to know about high-definition televisions and show you picture clarity that'll make you think you're actually there. Like this Samsung 32-inch HD-ready LCD TV for £899. Comet, we live electricals.
Now it's time to leave and find a place for us. Under the moonlight, but it does not seem so hard to say goodnight. Under the moonlight.
They say the best things in life are free. I think they mean birdsong, rainbows, and stuff.
Thanks.
But sometimes it's the free things in life that are best.
It's nice to get something for nothing. So BT are offering free UK evening and weekend calls for a year. Call 0800 200 700.
If your Christmas wish is to not miss a minute, get it all done at once at argos.co.uk. Don't Christmas shop for it, Argos it.
Just don't know what to do with myself. Don't know just what to do with myself.
You'd think it would make sense. The less you eat, the slimmer you become. Actually, research shows that people who regularly eat a low-fat breakfast like Special K are more likely to be slimmer than those who skip breakfast. And don't forget, Special K is less than 2% fat. Eat breakfast, stay slim with Special K.
First Time Saturday, brought to you by Panasonic.
Fall under the spell.
God bless you.
Of the witch. With the twitch.
Still get this close, and when he finds out about
If he loves me, he won't care. I'm the witch.
The First Time Saturday movie.
I can't change what I am.
Nicole Kidman. Will Ferrell. Bewitched. Next Saturday, 8 and 9 on Sky Movies and HD.
This November, the multi-award-winning third series of Lost, now found on Sky One.
We know exactly who you are.
The brand new third series of Lost, now found on Sky One.
The police are onto you with the cameras and stuff. It's Road Wars, after the big idea.
An egg with a pork pie in the middle of it.
Vodafone brings you the big idea.
to the big idea. Before the break, we saw 5 inventions battling it out for the judges' attention. There's just one invention left to pick, and this time it's Ruth who's looking for inspiration, amongst other things.
No matter how inventive the idea, Ruth's only interested in one thing.
Tell me your turnover, tell me your profit.
Definitely no profit yet.
Made no profit.
Yes, you want something exciting, something dynamic, something earth-shattering, and something that makes pound signs dance before her eyes. Maybe this guy has it.
The product is the Cyclair bicycle pump.
Oh dear, maybe not.
It works with a pull cord action. That you'd connect onto the tyre valve. And that is how you pump the tyre.
Unless this is the fastest bike pump in the world, I'm guessing she'll pass.
What you've got in front of you there is already the fastest bicycle pump in the world.
Blimey, that's a stroke of luck.
And we now know how we can make it smaller, lighter, at lower cost and with improved performance. And that's what we want to do with the Cypod.
So the Cypod basically is a cheaper, lighter, smaller version.
Yep.
This is a potential to win the programme. So it's definite through from me.
May I just thank you all very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Please welcome, ladies and gents, Julian Peck with his big idea, the Cyclair. Hello, Julian. Evening.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi.
I detected a near tear in the eye at the end of the audition.
Well, it was great because I got positive feedback from all 3 of the judges, which was really encouraging at that early stage.
How much money have you personally already invested in this idea?
A lot. I don't actually know, but I would think it's of the order of 100,000.
Of your own money?
Maybe 60 or 80, but of that sort of order. We're developing here not just a new product, but a new technology. We've looked at the Cyclair bicycle pump, which is the original product. We've also developed this airbed inflator, and that'll do a full-size airbed in under a minute using the same patent.
I realise, but why do you need £100,000?
The £100,000 now is actually to develop the follow-on product, and that's what we're going to be calling the Cypod. And what this is about is making the same thing as the Cyclair bicycle pump, but smaller, lighter, and cheaper.
And that's why you desperately need to win the show, to get the promotion, to get the money, to get Ruth behind you. Ruth?
Yeah, I mean, Julian pointed out that we've got the fastest, you know, it's very, very compact, and the mechanism in order is so easy. Instead of a normal bike pump, it is so easy to do, and the same with this. I mean, if I wanted to blow up a bed, it's so difficult. Not only a big invention, the big idea, but a good business as well.
You said it was the fastest bike pump in the world.
Apart from floor pumps, it is.
OK, well, we sent Dick Strawbridge out to road test it.
So, it's the fastest pump in the world, is it? Best way to test that, I think, is to have a cross between the Tour de France and the Oxford and Cambridge boat race. For this road test, we've enlisted the help of 2 students, an Oxford boy with a healthy right arm and a Cambridge girl who apparently is very good at pulling. Let's see how they do. And they're off. Oxford gets to grip with his tool straight away, while Cambridge works out the Cyclair. Oxford is giving short, sharp pumps, while the pull cord system of the Cyclair is slowing Cambridge down. Oxford's tyre inflates in an impressive 1 minute 17 seconds. Come on, Cambridge! Finally, a disappointing 1 minute 46. Maybe she's not quite as good at pulling as she claimed. Oxford's got his sticky mitts on the Cyclair inflator. Let's see how he handles the long strokes of the pull cord system. Cambridge has a chance to relax with her battery-operated pump, unlike Oxford, but he's blown his boat up in 1 minute 50 and is in the water. Cambridge follows 15 seconds later, but only she's got into her boat backwards. Surely she can't catch up. And she can't. He's got the flag in his hand. And the winner of this year's Oxford-Cambridge Tour de Boat Race is Oxford. Well done. OK, the test drive results. Well, the Cyclair bicycle pump was beaten by the conventional piston pump. Well done, Oxford. When it came to the dinghy, Cyclair's big brother beat the battery-powered pump. I think there's a common theme here, and it is that boys are better at pumping than girls. That said, you know, the Cyclair does work. Is it the big idea?
Julian, to be fair, slightly inconclusive, the findings there, but also slightly embarrassing. The Cyclair was beaten by a conventional
Can I tell you why that is?
Why?
I know exactly why that is.
Why?
And it's a problem that we have with consumers sometimes, is they say, well, it's taking me longer to pump up my tyres. The reason is because she will have got much more pressure than you get from that piston-type pump. The reason that he stopped is because he'd got up to the maximum pressure you can get from that little pump. This thing will carry on and give much more pressure.
Right, so you claim it is the fastest.
I'm telling you
that's one of the reasons
that was not a fair test.
One more point. We've actually completely gone over the fact that this did actually beat a battery machine-operated pump.
It did, which
by
was
a
impressive. There's no question.
huge margin.
It was impressive. OK. Craig, is Julian Peck the new James Dyson?
He's pioneered a new technology. And there's new generations to come. I believe you won an Innovation Award in 2001.
That's correct.
I'm surprised it's taken this long for you to start to make money. But it's really hard to fault the machine, you know, and what it does and where he's going to with it, you know. And I do think that the test was a little bit unfair.
OK. Karen Villamoria.
The test was definitely unfair. I mean, Cambridge would have always won. But anyway, that's a different matter. The cost. Can you just remind me, what is your cycle pump cost?
This retails now for £16.95.
And how much is a hand pump that attaches to a bicycle?
They vary. You can buy them for like £2 or £3 and you get what you pay for. They go up to £25, I would say. So it's not quite mid-range, it's slightly above the mid-range, but for anything that includes a gauge, it's really actually quite a good price.
OK. Ladies and gentlemen, Julian Peck and Cyclair. So, now we've seen all 6 inventions, but which one will be tonight's big idea? The time has finally come for our studio audience to vote for which invention they want to go through to the live final and have a chance of winning £100,000. Ladies and gents, please give a warm welcome to our 6 finalists. We have Malcolm and his Muckies, David and Marie with Potties. We also have Jeff with IamSingle.com, Peter with Swimsack, David with Leak Alert, as well as Julian and Cyclair. Well done to you all for making it this far. Now, until tonight, none of the judges had seen any of the inventions road tested. So, based on what's happened here this evening, they will almost certainly now have a favourite. Which one is it? I'm now going to ask them to pick just one of their 2 inventions to go through to the audience vote. It is tough, it is cruel, but that's business. Ruth, you've seen the evidence. Which of your inventions do you now want to keep? IamSingle.com or the Cyclair?
OK, Richard, for me, I must admit this one's very easy. As much as I love one of them, I don't think it's the big idea. The other one, I think it's got potential, not only to win the show, but to win the programme. I'm going to keep Julian and Cyclair.
All right. Craig, again, very difficult. Which of yours would you like to keep? Either the Potties or Swimsack?
Again, 2 delightful products, but the one I'm going to keep is Potties with David and Marie.
Karen, who stays? Who goes? Your 2 are Muckies and the Leak Alert.
Muckies is a very well-designed product. It's simple. I can see it being used worldwide. On the other hand, you have Leak Alert. And you said I dreamt of radiators? Well, I dream of every household in Britain having one of these. David, I'm going to take you and Leak Alert through to the final round.
So, just 3 inventions left and only one can go through to the live final. You've heard the judges, you've seen the evidence. Studio, it is now your turn to decide. For Potties, vote A. For Leak Alert, vote B. For Cyclair, vote C. And please, vote now. The members of the audience are now feverishly voting for their favourite invention. But if you're feeling left out at home, stay tuned and we'll be giving you details on how you can also vote for your favourite invention and win a lovely prize for your trouble. OK, everybody stop voting. It is judgment time, so 6 became 3, now 3 becomes 1. The votes are now in, and I can tell you that the person with the lowest number of votes